Welcome back to the TBR Podcast. Just two bitches reading. Wait, I need like a podcaster voice. What's like a podcaster voice? Like, welcome. No, that's like an announcer voice.
Yeah.
ASMR, no.
Welcome back to the...
I know, I have to have like a fake mic in front of me, even though we literally have one right here and one right here.
Yeah.
I kind of do want... I made fun of the dick mics before, but I kind of want the dick mics.
I know.
It also would, like, hide me.
That's what I'm saying, like, no, because, like, you're not understanding what I'm saying, because at the end of the day...
And then we really could do ASMR for real. Enemies to fucking buddiers.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome back.
Welcome back to the book club. We're on part 5, reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, where did we leave off last week?
Tell us.
Let me tell you. Part 4, we saw Henry's story. He made his own, what is it, promise, curse?
Deal.
Good. He made his own deal with Luke so that everyone can love him, or everyone sees a worth in him, or what's the...
Yeah, he wanted to be loved.
Yeah. So he's loved by everybody, and of course, we then see consequences in that. But at the end, we saw Addie and Henry go to like this little art museum-y type place. Using Henry's hand, she was able to write her name. They go home and they start to write her story.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. But in part 5, The Shadow Who Smiled and the Girl Who Smiled Back. So, in part 5, we see Henry begins to write down Addie's story, with Addie dictating. Meanwhile, in the past, the book describes Addie and Luke's relationship over the course of 100 years, from the 1700s to the end of the 1800s. Addie travels across Europe, with Luke visiting usually on July 29th, but he skips some years. He occasionally will rescue her from a sticky situation, claiming he wants to be the one to break her. Or he'll whisk her off to some new place. Addie accuses him of being lonely and in want of company.
Damn. Which that kind of bites her in the butt.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I quickly wanted to kind of ask your opinion.
Yeah.
Because we haven't revisited this. But in our very first episode of Book Club, we did our little fan cast.
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes for you, because you're very into the fan cast.
Yeah.
You will sometimes change your mind, as you learn more about the character.
Yes.
And you'll be like, actually, I don't see this person anymore. I see this person.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, what your is the fan cast still the same? Or did things change?
I'm trying to find her name because I forgot it already.
Because I think who you had for Addie was the girl from Bridgerton.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm her name.
I know, it's been a minute.
What does she play?
She plays... Okay, there's Daphne, Eloise, ABC...
Francesca?
Francesca.
Is it Francesca?
Is it?
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, so I casted Hannah Dodd.
Right.
Yes.
Do you still see her?
I definitely still see her.
Okay.
And I feel like as I'm reading, it just like confirms, like I completely see her. Because like, still that she's 23 forever, she's stuck at 23, that innocence from when she was younger. And then I can still see her being like, I can see her being a little mischievous, but also, having to repeat herself over, like, I perfectly see her.
Honestly, you've convinced me on her. Like now,
Cool.
I see her. I like that cast a lot. You have not convinced me, though, about Luke. Because you saw Thomas Doherty.
Yeah.
I just don't... Nothing against him.
Ben Barnes? I mean, I can see Ben Barnes.
I just see Ben
the
Barnes.
Darkling.
Yeah. And I think it's just because I've seen him in so many of those roles, and people fan cast him in very similar roles, like Sirius Black and stuff. Like, he just gives me the dark, mischievous...
Yeah.
I feel like he could play really horrible, but also like you have to love him.
Yeah.
For some reason, you're like, why am I in love with you? Even though you're a horrible human being. Oh, you're hot. Okay.
Yeah. No, I can see it. I can see it for sure. But I think it's not 100% of the time, because sometimes I just picture Luke as just a thing. But I think I still do Thomas Doherty. Because, like, I'm thinking, like, what she would have drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Someone, like, her age. In the vibe. But, like, he's younger. He still plays, like, a little mischievous. That's our word for this episode.
I know. Mischievous.
Mischievous little character. But yeah, I can see him being, like, a kind of a hothead, too. Which, like, we see Luke be a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. But for Henry. I want to picture him so bad. I want to picture...
Logan Lerman.
That's
who we discussed.
Yes.
You agreed with me.
I agreed with you.
Which I was so surprised.
But I keep going back to...
The prince from Ariel, right?
From Ariel, yeah. He plays Eric. Yeah. What's his name? Damn, I should have looked him up too. But I'm like, it fits me. Like, that's Henry to me now. I see
Logan Lerman because we kind of talked about it.
Yeah.
But I still also see Milo Manham. I feel like I'm saying his last name wrong. He was the one. He's from School Spirits. He's from, I think, like a zombie, like Disney show or something, or movie.
Oh yeah.
I
can see that.
You didn't like him when I showed it.
No, because look again when I pulled him up, I saw this picture. And I was like, ew. I'm like, I can see it.
I don't know. I like...
Because, like, for me, I feel like Logan's too pretty for Henry. And I know that's, like, kind of contradicts, because, like, everyone's supposed to, like, see him as perfect.
Sure.
But I see, like, a regular... Like, yeah, you're attractive. You know, obviously. Sure. Like, I feel like Milo and Princess Ariel, Eric guy, like, they have the same kind of attractiveness level in my head. Mm-hmm. And I think Logan's too pretty, because I see him as more of, like, an average, regular... Because he's, like, drifting, and he doesn't have any real sense of self, you know?
Because, like, before the curse, no one was super in love with him, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So he wouldn't be, quote-unquote, super attractive, or, you know, his personality, but... Yeah.
But I do like Logan Lerman.
Yeah, I love Logan
But
Lerman.
I can't stop picturing Mr. Eric.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know that I think I brought this up last time. From Silo. Yeah. I really should look up her name, but she plays... Walker in Silo. Yeah. I love her vibe in that. And her hair, that's how I picture Estelle's hair.
Yeah. Harriet, right? Yeah. Harriet Walter.
Okay.
Yeah. No, 1,000% I see that. Mm-hmm. No, she would be a perfect Estelle.
Yeah. And the amount of times we talk about Estelle in this part, that's just like my heart.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we get into it?
I think so.
Okay.
All right. So, part 1, before we get into that, we have the art.
The art.
Yeah. What was your initial thoughts? What do you think?
Okay, so 1806. Mm-hmm. And it's obviously, again, Addie.
Yeah.
So we're getting back to Addie, because I think the last art piece was about Henry. Henry's sister.
The leaking heart or whatever, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So again, we're back with Addie, so I was like, okay, we're going to get more Addie story.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's just kind of like nothing different to me compared to the other ones. It was just like, oh, okay, yeah, she's the muse again. Another drawing of her.
Another mark that she's left. Yeah. No, same.
Chapter 1.
Okay. Chapter 1.
So, she's back home.
Back home. In France. It's been 50 years on the dot.
Yeah, 50 years. 1764, July 29th, the anniversary.
Yeah, the anniversary, 50 years, back at home. Okay. Immediately, boom, she goes to her father's grave. As she's reading it, wow, they're not even saying anything about, he was an artist or, it's not personal to him. And then she sees that he died the year she left.
That's rough. Because he did have a cough.
Yeah.
And, she knew he had a cough. But do you think that,
he died of a broken heart? And you didn't even realize?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that was, a factor in it?
Has to be.
I feel like yes. Yeah. I feel like it was because when Addie was there, he had something to live for.
Yep.
But...
Yep.
Because she never existed, quote unquote.
His body remembers. You know what I'm saying? How they said, the idea is, I think later we see, she saw a kid and she, told him about witches, but then when he comes back, he'll have a feeling of witches or whatever. So I feel like it's that kind of thing for him, knows my daughter, love her. That's, keep living, fighting it. But now that she's gone, I don't have anything to and I'm missing, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's
but the
so
year she left?
I wonder how soon. Because I don't think it said the month or anything. It was just the year. Do you think it was the same month?
Because, like, what? That's July. In that 5 months. Oh. In my head, it's, like, recent. It's, like, she left July, he died August or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That is heartbreaking.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that it's interesting, too, because she's trying to remember. Mm-hmm. You know, she even says she tries to remember any signs of sickness or whatever. But we know from Addie's curse that she remembers everything from the start of her curse. Yeah. But everything before then is a little too
because, like, with time, you're going to forget things, obviously.
Right. And that was from before she had the curse. And so she's like, you know, I can't really remember exactly the sound of my father's laugh. She cannot remember the exact color of her mother's eyes, cannot recall the set of Estelle's jaw. And like she sits and she'll lie awake, tell herself stories of the girl she'd been in hopes of holding fast to every fleeting fragment, but it will have the opposite effect. The memories like talismans, too often touched, like saints' coins, the etching worn down to silver plate and faint impressions.
I literally marked that.
I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I'm gonna mark it right now. Because that just, like, before the curse, like, she's timeless piece. She's living, you know, she's frozen in time. Okay? Mm-hmm. All of her actual life, she's gonna forget. Like, that's what makes her Addie LaRue.
23 years.
23 years. The rest, I kind of feel like, yes, it's her life, but it's part of the curse. So it's, you know, obviously she's forgotten and da-da-da. It's like everything that rooted her, where she started her actual life, like, to forget all that, like, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, but it's impressive, though, how much she has retained.
True.
Because even her telling Henry stuff, it feels like she knows a lot. Because I'm taking it as the book is kind of what they're writing.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought, too.
So I'm like, she remembers quite a bit then.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, good, but also sad. But it's also like, what else? Like, what did we miss? What else, like, is she forgetting? Yeah. That could have been really important.
Rough. Oh, my God. Okay. And then I know she goes and we see
Estelle's grave. I love that part.
What is it? So it's, what, 5 years after she left? Was it 14, right? Or 17, 14? So she left 1714.
Sure. Yeah, 1714.
Yeah. So 5 years later, she died. But then, like, they planted her
with all the other gravestones, and again, the things that Addie does remember. Yeah. I think are
yeah. Because at this point, important. It's been 50 years. Yeah.
And she's like, Estelle wanted to be buried under a tree, free, like...
She's with the old god. She's buried with, you know, a god she doesn't even, you know, believe in, whatever, like... Mm-hmm. So what does she do?
So she takes her little trowel and bucket, and she gets a little sapling, a little tree, and she plants it above
on her grave. Dude.
And I have to skip ahead because I just have to talk about it.
Please.
Later when she comes back.
Yes.
Like, what, another 100 years later?
Yes.
And the tree is full grown.
She's like, it's thick, full grown over it.
And she, like, sits at the tree. Ah! But I'm surprised, though, that it's still there, because I could see within 100 years someone being like, why is there a tree in the middle of a graveyard? Let me cut it down. That's not aesthetic.
Yeah. I could see that too.
But maybe I'm just thinking too modern, because I guess some people would think it taboo to mess with the graveyard.
True. Yeah.
But I did have that thought.
Yeah, no, same. Because, like, it wouldn't have been, like, cut down or uprooted or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought that too.
But that's really special.
But for the tree to still be there, though... Oh! Okay.
And that leads us going... Mm-hmm. Oh, also, funny. Mm-hmm. Not funny. But... she's, like, continuing to walk through the graveyard, and she is, like, seeing people that she knew, like, in her neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And she calls out, oh, there's George Thorold and Roger's oldest daughter and Isabel's 2 sons. And the next time Addie comes, they will all be dead. The last of her old life, her first life, buried in the same 10-meter plot. That's rough.
I saw it to, like, literally now, or at that point, like, when she comes back, like, everyone that before knew her, remembered her, part of her life, like, that's it. Like, you really are in a new life. Like,
yeah. You have nothing now.
No roots now.
I love that you keep saying roots because it's been said throughout the book, like, oh, I'm like a tree, like roots. And like Henry, he has roots here and I don't have any. Like, I like that you use that word just because that's like such a ongoing
Thank you.
thing.
You didn't even do it on
You're
purpose.
like a little smart or something.
I'm like a writer or something.
Oh my God, you're a writer? Just don't say it 10 times.
My bad.
Because people will.
Yeah.
You.
Ooh.
What am I?
What? Yeah.
Anyway.
So, let's see.
What do you have? You have something pinned there.
Oh, yeah. So, so after she sees, like, here's Roger, Isabel, da-da-da, and then she goes to Estelle's hut. What do you have in there?
She goes to Estelle's hut. What does this mean? Oh, something about... Okay, so I pinned, the next time Addie comes, the frame of the house will be lost beneath the green, and the time after that, the woods will have crept forward and swallowed it all. So I just pinned that as, like, foreshadowing, because I was like, okay, she comes again.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just, like, a small little, like, so she comes back again. When does that happen? What's gonna, and we see that within this part.
Yeah.
I just was like,
yeah. Like, oh, boom.
She coming back.
Yeah. And I think this was just mostly, I liked the quote of it, plus, like, is this kind of what we said? Oh, no. This is tying into what we were thinking, like, Luke, like, did he know what he was doing in some of these instances, or was it just coincidence? And she literally says, like, she's in Estelle's hut. She's like 50 years, and she's still learning the shape of her curse. She cannot make a thing, but she can use it. She cannot break a thing, but she can steal it. She cannot start a fire, but she can keep it going. She does not know if it's some kind of mercy or simply a crack in the mortar of her curse. One of the few fissures she's found in the walls of this new life. Perhaps Luke hasn't noticed, or perhaps he has put them there on purpose to draw her out, to make her hope. So I was like, oh.
I know, and like within this part, we see more of that.
Yeah.
But I'm still like so curious, what is intentional and what's not? Is every single thing intentional?
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm so torn.
I don't know.
I know.
Because I can see, like, you make a promise, a deal occurs, there's always going to be the consequences to that. Like, oh, we took exactly what you said and made that. So is it just the curse, like it's coincidence, because of just what the curse is? Or did Luke go in and like, I'm going to make it so everyone forgets you because then it'll do this and that, like, okay. Was it intentional?
Here's my thoughts on it. Because before, you and I have discussed this idea.
Yeah.
And I think we've kind of said, like, not all of it's intentional.
Yeah.
I think at this point, after reading this part, I think everything's intentional.
Yeah.
Because I just... he wants to break her.
Yeah.
Even though, it's hinted that he starts maybe liking her, like... they're in the sheets together, and like when he takes her to the opera,
right?
It's not with like
he never asks her to give up or whatever. Yeah.
I still think whether his reasonings behind it is the same or not, I think he is intentionally doing every single thing to her. I think he's watching her like a hawk.
Yeah.
And I think he's still trying to break her. Maybe not in the same sense as when he started.
Yeah, like, I just want her soul. But now he's like, I've seen how strong and rooted she is. Like, no, now it's a challenge.
It's a challenge. It's a game.
Yeah.
And he likes it. And I think he does like her because of that. But I think he still wants to break her.
Yeah.
And I think maybe with Henry...
Yep.
I think he is intentionally that.
Because I think he knows, like, oh, there's some sort of time limit on Henry, because that's what we're kind of thinking, like, he's going
to die.
Hurry. So we think he's going to die.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, no. To give her exactly what she wants. He's like, I gotta throw in this one last thing. Everything she wants. I know their curses, overlap, whatever. Definitely did it on purpose to break her, because then, boom, he can come in right after. No, you'll never have anyone, take the soul.
Yeah, because she seems to stay in places for, like, a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
And so she must have been in New York for a while.
Yeah.
And he was like, let me look around and see.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, that kid kind of looks like me. He's down on his luck.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here what I can do.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, I know that they'll cross paths because he works at a bookshop. Mm-hmm. I really think that he just did his little research.
Yeah.
He knew where she was. He was like, I know they're going to cross paths.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. Because also, wasn't it like when she found his bookshop that he was working in, she was like, oh, that's so weird. Like, I'd never seen that before.
Yep.
I think that Luke did a little something to make her see it or want to go to it.
Yeah, like he tried his big one. Whenever we read, that's going to be in New Orleans.
Oh, right. With the jacket and
the jacket. So I think,
home.
Yeah, so I think that was like, oh, I'm going to get her with this one good. And like, plus I'm kind of infatuated with her a little bit and like, whatever. So he's like, oh, this is going to be a good one. And then it didn't work. He was like, all right, I'm pissed.
Settle.
It's been 100 years. I don't know, whatever that was. Yeah. Like, But now he said, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. This is the one that's going to get her. And I think it does.
I think with Addie, I think maybe Luke learned more about humanity and how humans work.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I can't just break her in a traditional, like, sense that I've been using all these years. Like, women are different.
Yeah.
Their brains work different.
Right.
And so I think that he learned from his mistakes with Addie.
Yeah.
And from being with Addie. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I gotta be a little nuanced with this.
Yes.
That's my thoughts on that. Anyway.
I'm also, will say, disappointed that we didn't get to see New Orleans.
I really thought we would because of the name of this chapter. The part, the shadow who smiled and the girl who smiled back. And I mean, we get a touch of it.
A touch, but I thought we were gonna get what happened.
Yeah. I will say, however, I am liking the dynamic between Luke and Addie.
Me too.
Because I was nervous.
Yeah.
At the beginning. Because I know we kind of talked about, not the spoilers that we knew, because I did not know any spoilers coming into this.
No, same.
Other than, I thought that people shipped Luke and Addie.
Yeah, but I thought it was like, was it a enemies to lovers?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if
But it's not giving enemies to lovers traditional,
Yeah.
Because I think that they might, I don't want to say that they're in love or that they ever will be in love.
Yeah.
I think that it's this twisted version of something that's could be seen as lust, maybe, is the closest.
Because I'm seeing like that whole, not even the Stockholm syndrome, like we were kind of saying. Yeah. Because like she knows exactly, I mean, later we see his true form or whatever, and that freaks her out, whatever. So I think it's more, she's like, fuck it. You're the only person that knows me. And like every time you say my name, it like, because I'm hearing my name, it's more just, I'm just sick of it. I just want to get lost in that, but I know who you are. I know what you are,
They seem to know they're the only ones that know each other because now that she has seen his true form, and I think she did call him out. Maybe he didn't realize, but her being like, you're just alone like I am, and you just want friends too. Mm-hmm. I think he's like, no, I don't. Wait. I kind of do like your company.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be friends.
He's like,
let me take you to the opera.
I've never met anyone like you,
Yeah. So it's not even friendship, but it's like
mutual respect.
Mutual respect. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it though, but I'm liking their dynamic a whole lot more.
Yeah.
The way that it's written than what I was expecting.
Yeah. So I was worried that it was like a Stockholm, like, well, you're really one and I can't stop thinking, like, not a traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know we were nervous because she did do the, oh my God, he's so, handsome.
Yeah.
But he did that on purpose.
And that's literally because that's who she was like, let me draw the perfect person who I'm attracted to, da-da-da.
So, look, V.E. Schwab, if
She's fucking good.
If we want to say, it's enemies to lovers, whatever, you got me on this one.
You did.
You're selling me on it. Because if you watched our romance tropes, our very first episode ever, we talked about enemies to lovers and how we don't really like it and how most books aren't even true enemies to lovers.
Right.
This one could be. Not that I'm hoping for it, like I said, but whatever this is the closest to me to an authentic enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's really lovers.
Right.
Enemies to fucking buddiers.
Yeah.
Because I think they be fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got a little in the sheets,
he's asking me to surrender. But it's kind of crazy because, like,
I kind of like it.
If you're trying to, if you're trying to, like, seduce me and, like, have me fall for you and want to be with, or I don't know what, the whole thing was. And you're like, I feel like I would pull it out of the moment, like, I'm going to surrender? What? Wait a minute. No, I didn't, like.
That's his dirty talk.
Like, really, like, wait a minute. Whoa.
Give me your soul, baby.
And you're like,
never.
Okay. And there goes the fire.
See, that's his kink.
Yeah. That really is. Okay. Anything else in this chapter?
Speaking of Luke.
Luke
comes to Addie.
Yep.
While she's at Estelle's house. That's kind of like a little bit in ruins. Not quite as in ruins as we'll see later.
Yeah.
But I thought that this was really important here.
Is this?
Because I didn't even pin anything, which is... I also think it's funny we say pin.
I know.
I don't know why.
Tab.
I kind of like pin, though. It has like a neat little, like...
Could just pin.
Let's keep
I know people are going to be pissed about that, though.
I don't care. I know when I was editing our... They're clocking me on the timeline here. When I was editing our first book club, you were like, I tabbed, I pinned, and then I think you were the first one who said pin.
Yeah.
And then from then on, I think we said pin. Because you did say tab.
Yeah.
And then you were like, pin.
Because I was like, fuck that better. Yeah.
You started a whole new trend.
And then they all hate it. Like, this isn't Pinterest.
It is in my brain.
Go. Yeah.
But, so, they're just chit-chatting. I do like their conversations. Their conversations are the most intriguing parts of the books for me.
It really feels like a chess match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
They're my favorite parts of the book. But, he's being such an asshole to her, though, because he's like, you were so selfish, Adeline. And because of you, she died alone. Talking about Estelle.
Yeah. But also, even when he was saying this, if I was Addie, and like what we've come to know of Addie, I feel like she would be like, I know what you're trying to do. Like, you're just trying to like beat me down, so I'll surrender. Mm-hmm. Which I
think she has that.
She has that. And then she'll say like, okay, hurts a little bit, but but like, no, I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, because even when he said that, she says, in her brain, we all die alone. That is what Estelle would say. Mm-hmm. At least she thinks. Mm-hmm. And I agree. I think she knows Estelle well enough that, Estelle would have been like, fuck you, dude.
Hello? Yeah.
I want to die. Yeah. I'm old. Yeah. I'm ready.
Right.
But yeah, he's just being such a dick to her.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to...
Okay, what starts this?
So, so she kind of is talking back to him.
Yeah.
And she slaps him. Thinking that he's going to disappear, because I think she's tried hitting him before.
Yeah.
And he's always, zoop,
whatever.
Like, kind of like smoked away before she could. Well, she does hit him. She does
make physical contact.
Yep. And I think he is, like, not expecting that, obviously.
Yeah.
And then he starts laughing.
Yep.
That's terrifying.
Because she's like, or he's thinking, like, that's crazy. I am an actual god devil. And she thinks she can slap me?
Yeah.
Catch me off guard?
Yeah. He says, you forget yourself. You forget me. And then pain starts going within Addie. And he says, perhaps I've been too merciful. And the pain continues to climb. Her legs buckle. And she's like trying her hardest not to scream. Mm-hmm. He says, and he's smiling, I've made this too easy. And she starts to age rapidly. Mm-hmm. And he says, You asked only for life. I gave you your health and youth as well. And again, her hair starts going dry and brittle and gray. It has made you arrogant, and her eyesight weakens. Perhaps you need to suffer. I am so curious. I said, why did he let her have her youth and her health?
Yeah.
Because he is the chess master.
Right.
Because we see later, he was like talking about Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
And that he made a deal with her.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, she never specified that, it was whenever she was holding the sword.
Yeah.
Not when she didn't have it.
So why would you go a step further? Because, I could just make you're going to be old and brittle, but, you're still alive. You can just continue. Because that I would say, makes more sense. Because, now I'm old, I can't do anything, but I'm just living.
Can't do anything. So why did he choose? Before he knew her, so we think at least. Maybe he was watching her.
Yeah.
But why did he let her keep her health and her youth when she did not specify that? All she said was, I don't want to belong to anybody else. I want to live.
I think it goes with the whole, you can't leave a mark. You can't, you're not even human. You're going to be stuck like this. It's more like...
Did he think that was going to be, rough for her?
Yeah, because I would say, I'm, people I love are growing old, but I'm not. So I'm being left behind. So I'm fading. I'm being forgotten. I feel like it's more kind of like that.
But now it's backfiring.
But now the old armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's I could have done the other way around.
Yeah. Yikes. But she feels it.
Yeah.
And then, he poofs and she's,
yeah,
back to being young and strong again.
Yeah.
But man, that's rough. And she's just curled up at Estelle's home trying to remember Estelle. Oh, I like this line. I didn't pin it.
You didn't pin it?
I didn't pin it, but it's the last little part. She says, she closes her eyes and inhales until she can almost smell the herbs and clung to the old woman's hair, the garden and sap on her skin. She holds fast to the memory of Estelle's crooked smile, her crow-like laugh, the voice she used when she spoke to gods, and the one she used with Addie. Back when she was young, when Estelle taught her not to be afraid of storms, of shadows, of sounds in the night.
You know what? Matter of fact, I don't know why I do that. I do love that.
Let's pin that.
I'm pinning that.
That last line especially.
Yeah.
It's just, I
think it's another way to remind her, no, stay strong. Rooting yourself to Estelle. Because Estelle is what she wants to be.
Which, again, the amount of times that she's thinking about Estelle, that she talks about Estelle.
Estelle's the source of her strength.
Yeah. Do you think... I'm definitely reaching here, but...
No, please, let's reach.
Do you think that Estelle is, part of this? I don't know how else to, say it. Because she dealt with the old gods. Mm-hmm. Do you think that she was an old god? Or, she made a deal? Or... I don't know. Is there something connecting Estelle? I don't think so.
No. But I do think it's Estelle is the life that she wanted to have. But now, she really can't ever have that. But, she is kind of having it in a way. But then again, a source of her strength. And, this,
Okay.
What?
When the book ends, so do you think that Addie's going to give her soul?
Yeah.
Do you think that, in whatever afterlife, or if there even is, do you think that Estelle's going to be there? Do you think we're going to see that? I have no idea how this book's going to end. I genuinely have no idea.
My thought is, it's going to be more you have to interpret it on your,
I would agree.
I feel it's going to be and then she walked off whispering the word. Just did she give up, or is she just walking away? She's continuing living,
I just want to see Estelle again.
I know.
I just want Addie to see Estelle.
And her father.
Yeah, but I don't even care about him that much.
But Estelle, yeah.
Estelle?
Estelle just wraps her in her arms. Da-da-da.
Or like, she ages and she's Estelle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ugh.
We'll see. Okay. Chapter 2. We're in 2014. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
March 19th. Which
March 19th.
is the day after my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Oh.
They also do the day right before my birthday.
What about... It's not mine.
Yours isn't even in here.
Yeah, not even in here.
Neither is Brady's, though, so.
Good.
But we do find out, not in this chapter, sorry, I'm going to kind of jump in.
No, please.
Addie's birthday is sometime in March.
Yeah.
I'm like, when, though?
March 24th?
March 24th? Do we have the same birthday? Am I Addie LaRue?
Addie? Yeah, we're just 24th.
Okay.
Okay, so she wakes up, she's like looking at the watch, says live well, having a little touch of Luke there.
Yeah, again, with the watch that says live well. It is Luke being an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, don't forget your time, your time's ticking. Live the best you can.
I'm still on it that Henry has some sort of heart defect or medical condition, and that he always was going to die young. Mm-hmm. And I'm still stuck on that.
I know this goes a little ahead. Look, whatever. We see his birthday.
Yeah.
And he starts to like freak out, da-da-da-da.
Yep.
I think that's his last year. I think when he turns 30, that's it. That's when he dies.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. It's a round, solid number.
Because like he has 30 years, she has 300.
Ooh. Got something there.
Mm-hmm.
You're on to something.
I'm going to bring it up now because...
Please.
Whatever. I was thinking, because either, like, how does he know? Like, did he just say when you turn 30? Or is it like... No, it might be. So I'm going to say, like, is it, you know, when you find... Because, like, remember, we think he's, like, already masterminded everything.
Right.
So what do you say, like, once you find, like, your real love, like someone who really actually loves you, like, you know, because like I want everyone to love me, but like when you find your true love, you're gonna die.
Well,
you know?
we did see the interaction of the deal, and
but we didn't see like what's the time.
Right. They didn't specify it.
That's what I'm saying. Like after that, they probably went into like time, or like we'll see. I don't know if we'll see Henry and Luke meet up at another time, but like obviously they made a time because you know she was like, "How long did he give you?" And he was like.
Enough.
Yeah.
Or whatever you said.
So, like, I think we don't see that conversation yet, or they're just not showing us. And I think it's either something like that, like, you find someone who actually loves you for you. Or, you know, or something, or it's like the 30th birthday.
Yeah. Something.
You know?
There's something. There's something that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Not like a piece of a puzzle.
Do you think we're going to see more of Henry and Luke? Like, conversations, like, throwback to that?
I don't think so. I think whatever we do find out about the deal...
It'll just be from Henry.
Yeah. Like talking to Addie.
Okay.
Or something.
Okay.
Or maybe Henry wrote something down so when he does die, Addie reads it. And it's like the... I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Okay. Did you mark the same... You marked the same spot as me. I love when we do that. Also, do you see what we're wearing right now?
We did not plan this.
We didn't plan it. If you're watching on YouTube.
Like, we both have... a light, long sleeve-ish, whatever.
Shirt.
And then like a darker tan type of vesty feel.
Yeah, on top.
With the jeans.
We always seem to be in sync though.
Yes.
With our outfits. And it's never planned.
No.
Most of the time. Sometimes we'll be like, oh.
But more like, let's dress this vibe or whatever. But like.
But most of the time it's like, she just shows up.
Yeah.
I open the door, and there she is in this, and I say, shut the fuck up.
I'm like, no fucking way.
And then we just laugh for 5 minutes.
No breath.
Everyone's typing, you guys laugh too much. Shut up.
And you know what? We gotta bring a little bit of laughter into the world.
Laughter is the cure.
Because so many things are happening in this world. Should we go into them? No, I'm just kidding.
Politics? There's our thumbnail.
Okay, what do we pin? Sorry about that. ASMR?
We've never held hands like for real though.
We were holding hands all day today.
know.
We don't ever touch.
Today.
I like it. I was like, they watched our love story bloom before they even knew.
No,
and
because
then,
why are they always joking about it?
And then like 2 years later, we're like, we're getting engaged.
Yeah, I actually left Brady. So we don't have an editor anymore.
Oh, he still edits because he's still in love with her, hoping one day she changes her mind.
Yeah. He's trying to accept, me and Bree, but
we let him stay.
We let him stay.
Damn, girl, what have we been?
Okay.
All right.
What's happening? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You talk about it.
Okay. So she was looking at the watch with Henry, like, live well, but then he woke up. Okay, boom. So then they're just talking, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes to, go shower, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, so he leaves a space open for her.
Oh,
to be like, you can live here. You can put your stuff there if you have any stuff, whatever.
And she's like, I don't really have stuff.
But, like, the significance of that, too.
I know. Like, how long have they known each other? Only, like, a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. But it's like, I think they even say that, like, wow, it's really fast. But, like,
it's like
situations are very
so different.
Interesting, or, like, Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so, she stares at the space he made for her and wonders what would happen if she had things to put inside. Would they disappear immediately? Go slowly, carelessly missing, like socks stolen by a dryer? She has never been able to hang on to anything for long, only the leather jacket and the wooden ring, and she's always known it is because Luke wanted her to have both and had bound them to her under the guise of gifts. And I think later, is it here too? I think she, like, doesn't go to put on the jacket.
Oh, yeah, she puts it in, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she places it into the empty drawer. It sits there.
Yep.
Waiting to be filled. Yeah. Yeah. So
the significance, the symbolism.
Yeah. So 2-part here is that one, the leather jacket was
we
a
know
gift
confirmed from Luke.
And again, the wooden ring, which we know.
Yeah.
We still haven't, though, seen how she gets the wooden ring back. We got a little something later in this part, but she wasn't given it again. So we don't know how she was,
Well, no, didn't she say, like, it always just appears? Every time I'll throw it out the window and then later I'll, like, check it and boop, it's in my pocket.
Well, yeah, but I thought that maybe Luke had given it. Like, we see the moment when Luke gave it back to her. Because that's in the past. Mm-hmm. I don't think she has the wooden ring.
Oh, like when the very first...
when she gets it back for the first time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then, the second part of that is she does leave the jacket behind, leaving Luke behind, leaving her feelings for Luke behind, leaving behind...
Plus, I feel like it also signifies, especially when they're saying, like, Luke wanted to have both. The ring is obviously symbolizes when they first made the deal and, like, maybe put it on, and that's another thing to call me to give up, whatever. But then the leather jacket now, why do you have that as well? Never been able to lose that. Luke made sure. Does that symbolize their time in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Because, like, dang, that means something happened.
Here's my
No,
guess.
Please talk to me.
So I think that the jacket she maybe took from Luke.
Ooh,
like,
okay.
I could see them, like, being in bed, like, whatever she was thinking about, like, in the sheets.
I'm gonna leave him.
She's gonna leave him. She takes his jacket. And, because he's pissed and petty, he's like, I'm going to let her keep it. That's the only thing she can keep, right?
Yeah.
Because she's always going to think about me.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it, And the wooden ring, I think that whenever we do, hopefully we will see this, but I'm going to think that we are.
Okay.
So whenever we do see the moment he gives her the ring, I think, yes, it's about, like, giving in, but... is it giving in the sense of, like, I don't know how to describe this, like, giving you your soul because, like, I'm done and, like, you win? But, like, yes, still, but is there that, like, romantic, lustful thing, like, aspect to the ring? Because we see later that he's, like, showing her who he is and what he can do, and he pulls, like, light, and he makes the ring, and he shows it to her.
Yeah.
And we'll get into this later at that part. which is chapter 3. It's the next one. But he extinguishes it, so she doesn't get it then. Mm-hmm. But, like, I'm wondering if the ring is like hey, make a promise to be with me forever. Like, I'll take your soul, but I'll let you live. Just, like, be me, like, be with me, be my queen, be another god with me, because I am lonely and I do want your presence. Like, it's almost like a promise of marriage.
Yeah.
But not, again, I don't quite think that they're in love.
Yeah. So they have that dynamic, you know, that.
Like, I wonder if it's like, this will make you a god. Like, so we can always play games. We can always have chess. But now, like, you can, you know, be on the bigger chessboard with me, or I don't know.
I can see that.
Again, I might be reaching here, but.
No, I love reaching.
I just think that would be really twisty and interesting.
I kind of like that.
Right?
So I feel like over, 300 years, we can see that they've obviously grown a mutual respect for one another. Like, okay, I've underestimated you. We're good opponents, obviously he's a guy, he's a devil, so he's, way stronger, way yada, yada, yada. But I think later he's been underestimating her, because I think that's why he throws Henry at her. To be like, all right, I gotta do something good. So I think because of that mutual respect, he's like, okay, I've respected enough to, like, come be with, like, how you were saying, like, okay, I can see you being a god now. Like,
be on my level.
Yeah. So it's like, first, yes, to give up your soul. Like, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. But I think later then he's like, out of respect, like, damn, you really are, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tied to you. Like, I'm connected to you. Mm-hmm. So I'll make you a god. So we can still have this type of thing.
Because it's also like, how does one become a god? Do you become a god? Because he's not a person.
Yeah.
He's a shadow. But, like, how, like, what, like, entity? Like, this is where I'm really getting deep into the lore, I suppose you call it. But, like, was he a person at some point? Or was he just a being? Like, you think of religion, like, what, I don't really know religion that well, but, like, God was always just the entity. Like, God was never human or person, right?
Yeah.
So, like, is that what Luke is?
Yeah,
just, like,
I think so.
Can people become gods in this world? Like, this, I don't know.
I don't know.
I want it to be more than just her giving up her soul. I just want it to be more, because Addie feels like more. And I think Luke feels that for her as well.
Yeah.
And but I think that in the end, that Addie would not agree to that. She would just be like, no, treat me like everybody else. And then that would hurt him even more. Because I don't want Luke to win. I want her to have, even if it's a small one, even if he gets her soul, whatever else he wanted from her, he's not going to get. That's what I'm, like, trying to get at, I think.
I think that's what's going to happen. But how would there...
Yeah, what are the intricacies of it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I can definitely see her being like, I'm not just going to live forever. She's like, there comes a time when it's just time to rest.
Yeah.
So, how is there a way to... They both don't win, but they both don't lose? What?
I just had a thought. Okay, you just sparked something out of my brain.
Thank you.
What if Addie is like, you know what? I'm done. You can have my soul. I want to rest. I don't want to live anymore. And Luke denies her. Because now her curse is that she must stay alive forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because he wants to break her. And what is more broken than not getting your wish of dying when you're done?
That's good.
Right?
I can see that.
There's something there, possibly.
I can see that.
Because that would be, oh my God, could you imagine, like, because you're like, okay, I'm at peace now. I'm ready to die.
Like, he didn't win because I'm not surrendering to him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm giving him this. Here, now that I'm done, boom. And he's like, no, I wanted to break you.
Yeah.
You need to be begging in that,
And so he's like, no, I'm not going to take your soul. So he doesn't win because he doesn't get her soul yet.
Yeah.
But she doesn't win because she's done. And he's not letting her be done. There is something there.
Oh, that's good.
I know. I gave myself chills. Thank you.
Because I just have a picture of her just like going by Estelle's tree and just sitting there, staying there.
Yeah. Because it's like once you've given up, like
I'm done. Chapter 3. Whew, that was good.
Oh wait, I had something marked here for quotes that I liked. Does it really matter? No, it's fine.
But yeah, reading the book.
Yeah.
The start, and then like what Henry's actually written for her story.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3. All right. We're in France, 1778.
But we're in a different part of France.
Different part of France. We're in...
Please say that again. Any French speakers here are like, it's just like, hold on. They're like, wow, you did so good.
Oh, don't try
Good job. Don't try it again. Say it one more time. That's actually, I would believe that.
Thank you. So, 3.
So this is 1778.
Oh, okay, this is where we see Luke comes to see her. Mm-hmm. I mean, was there... Oh.
So there's a quote that I really liked in
Please,
here.
tell me the quote.
I'll tell you. So, it's the first page of the chapter. Once upon a time, her world was only as large as a small village in the middle of France. But it keeps getting bigger. The map of her life unfurls, revealing hills and valleys, towns and cities and seas, revealing Le Mans, revealing Paris,
Patty?
revealing this.
I like that.
I just like, it's like a little bit of hope for her. Of
It's like such a, the imagery of that, just like,
V.E. Schwab.
V.E. Schwab killed it in this book.
Her imagery, the way that she constructs sentences.
Literally.
And instantly I visualize.
Yeah. Amazing writing.
Yeah. For writing, 10 out of 10. 5 stars.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. Like this, like we didn't even finish this book yet. And I've already bought Darker Shade of Magic. Mm-hmm. I got Vicious.
Uh-huh.
I have
Gallant too.
And I have City of Ghosts.
Ooh.
So I haven't read any of them yet.
Yeah.
But like just based off half of this book.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, she's one of my new favorite authors.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to read more of her.
Her writing is so freaking good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
So she's reading Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And who comes and pops in?
Mr. Lukey.
Luke. And she's like never quite surprised because she kind of knows, okay, today's the anniversary. He's gonna pop up at some point.
Yeah, and I can feel it when he's near.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I gotta steel myself for the interaction because I know he's gonna try to break me.
Yeah.
So, which again will come in later when he doesn't show up on the anniversary. He shows up on a different day. Mm-hmm. But here and now,
right? So he's like, "Oh, I was there when he wrote that." Shakespeare? Yeah, dude. Come on, now we made a deal. Why do you think he's that good? Da 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 da.
And she's like, "You lie.
Right.
You are like Papa. You lie." I say that to Brady too often, and he's so annoyed with me. Okay.
So then, I also pinned this real quick. Another like connection with Luke and Storms and Rain.
Mm-hmm. I saw that and I thought of you.
Thank you. The storm reaches the coast. The first drops begin to fall, and Addie presses the book to her chest, shielding the pages from the damp. And then during this, of course, it starts to rain. Of course, Luke doesn't get wet. Mm-hmm. She gets just sopping wet. So it's just like a connection.
Yeah, because Henry, when he made his deal, it was raining, and he didn't get wet.
Yeah,
not Henry, but Luke.
Yeah. And then also when they just came out of that like underground thing, whatever, and then like a whole sheet of rain. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're still trying to make that connection.
I'm trying to make that connection. Okay. So then
I love this chapter.
No, this was crazy.
Like, they go into a church.
Yeah.
And Luke, he's just like, behold, the house of God.
Yeah.
Like, I just see him kind of being a little, like, snarky this whole...
Oh, yeah.
Whole conversation. Because he's like, you know, like, care to confess your sins. Like, he just is playing with Addie so hard.
Yep.
Because this is the first interaction after he made her old at Estelle's house, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's been a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I wrote down, I said, Luke and Addie banter. Why do I love it?
No, literally. Because, like, she says, I never understood why I should believe in something I could not feel or hear or see. Luke's like, I think they call it faith. And he's like, a house is a house. Da-da-da. Or no, she says the devil in the house of God. He's kind of...
Like, who said I was the devil?
Right.
Even though we call him the devil. But it's true, because it's like, I'm an old god.
Yeah.
Like, hello?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's like?
And even when she says, like, aren't you the god of chaos? No, I'm the god of premise.
I know.
What the hell?
Which I love.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's neither good nor evil.
Yeah.
Because, like, making a promise, like, that's not inherently good or bad.
Yeah. But, like, wording is very, you know, like, hey, you can't get mad at me when you said for that specifically, so I give that to you.
Yeah, you're asking for something. What makes you think that you get something just because, like, you know, there's consequences to everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love this whole idea.
Yeah.
Just this moral gray that there's, like, no right or wrong. Like, everything has consequences. I don't know. There's just something about this idea. The whole idea of this book is, it's...
Love. 10 out of 10. Where else are we?
So I also pinned this. Luke tips his head back, a wicked smile tugging at his mouth. And you think, if I'm real, then so is he, talking about God. The light to my shadow, the day to my dark, and you are convinced if only you had prayed to him instead of me, he would have shown you kindness and such mercy. Again, this whole idea of if you prayed to another god, you think that he's good.
Right.
Like, you don't think that there would be consequences?
And now you'll never know. But as for me, well, the devil is simply a new word for a very old idea. And as for God, well, if all it takes is a flare of drama and a bit of gold trim. So I think it also shows, like, who says, you know, God will be obviously good and will give you everything you want. And, like, he's probably just like me.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you're just putting a nice cute little bow on it.
Exactly. You're just dressing it up to look good.
Yeah. So you want to dress me down as the devil and dress him up as, you know, God, whatever. We're all the same type film.
Yep.
And
then
he shows her a soul.
A soul, which is like this ball of light.
Yes.
Which is really interesting.
Sorry, I'm just like reading it.
I know.
Because, like, it flares once, sudden and bright, and then draws close, taking on a solid shape. Addie has always wondered what a soul would look like. It is such a grand word, soul, like God, or like time, like space. And when she tried to picture it, she conjured images of lightning or sunbeams through dust, of storms in the shapes of human forms, of vast and edgeless white. The truth of it is so much smaller.
And so she's like, is that all it is? And he says,
Yeah.
he's telling her that, like, like, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, you see it this way because that's how you think it should look, or
like, you look at me and see a man, though you know I am nothing of the sort. This shape is only an aspect, designed for the beholder.
Right. And then that's when he shifts it to look like the ring, the wooden ring. And she, like, has to physically stop herself from, like, reaching out for it.
Yeah, because, like, that's also a part, like, you know, to her past.
Yep. And so she asks, like, okay, well, what does the soul really look like? And he's like, well, I can show you. But, you know, say, like, I'll take your soul and show it to you right here and now.
It's just, like, every time he asks her, I'm like, all right. You don't really think that's going to be the one where she's like, okay.
But I love this. She's like, you know, I think I'd rather live and wonder.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
But he loves it.
He He loves a little cat and mouse chase.
He does.
A little game. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Chapter 4?
Chapter 4.
I didn't really...
Oh, this is March 23rd. My birthday is a day after. I was like, you couldn't have done one more day? That's okay.
Yeah. I didn't pin anything for this one, though.
Oh, I pinned just, again, there's the mention of Henry's curse and how Addie now, like, can see it.
Yeah.
You know, it's always on her mind now whenever she sees people interact with Henry.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say, like, when someone says the word purple elephant, you start seeing it everywhere. I was going to say, like, yeah, now she starts to see it everywhere.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm not surprised that Addie's not jealous. She's like, literally, I've lived with worse.
Yeah, like, it's a curse.
Yeah, and I think she kind of feels solid in her relationship with Henry at this point. She's like, yeah, like, we're good, we're chilling, and even if, I guess, things were to end, like, I've survived worse.
Yeah.
So...
Plus, like, they're just reacting to his curse. So it's not like they're really trying to be with him. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like, that's just their...
Right.
Effect of the curse, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, again, this whole idea of Henry being so, worried and restless energy, and he doesn't want to go anywhere that she's already been, which is weird. I don't understand that part.
I think, like, I only have so much time, so we need to see something new. Like, we need to...
But it would be new to him.
I know.
So that's where I'm like, but why is it so important that it's new to her also? Like, does he just want it to feel special?
I think so. Because, like, if I'm running out of time and you've already been there, like, oh, well, it's kind of a waste.
I guess,
Because, like, let's do something new. Let's, make sure we're making new experiences of things we haven't seen. And,
like, together?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But he takes her to Grand Central Station.
Yeah.
And he, like... puts her face against the wall. He's like, okay, stay there. She's like, the fuck, dude?
What? Yeah.
And then he runs across and he's like, hi.
Addie. She's like, what the fuck?
She can hear it.
How'd you do that?
But I think that's really cool that she even said, she's like, Addie marvels, 300 years and there are still new things to learn.
Yeah.
And I think that's Addie's kind of core to surviving this long.
Yeah.
Is that there's always something new. There's always another book to read. Mm-hmm. There's always a new place to go. Mm-hmm. There's always
a new discovery to be found.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I think that would definitely have to keep me going as well. Because, like, I just have time and do literally anything. But, like, okay, no. Keep up that curiosity. Keep going, Give it that drive.
I feel like not that, like, you would do well with this curse, but
I would.
You would.
Yeah.
Because you love learning new things.
I love to fucking learn.
And I feel like because you wouldn't have to worry about money.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to worry about, like, family obligations. Not that, like, it wouldn't be difficult.
But just, like, like, I'm just open just to do all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I could totally see you, like, thriving for a good couple.
For a good bit. No, yeah.
A couple centuries.
Yeah. I could definitely see myself for a good couple centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you'd meet me and you'd go... This girl.
When you die, I'm going with you.
Do you think I'd remember you? I'd make a deal. Oh,
but I would come back every day.
I would believe that, though, that we would be friends every single time we met.
Absolutely.
Because when we first met...
I know.
I think we might have said this story before. I don't know. But literally, we met on Bumble BFF.
Yeah.
We went to Barnes & Noble, and we were like, oh, these are so expensive. You know what? I usually thrift my books. Oh, my God, let's go. Then we went to the thrift store to do that. And then when we were done, they were like, I'm kind of hungry. Do you still want to hang out?
And then, having a great time.
And then we're like, yeah, let's... Oh, my God, there's a park near my house. Do you want to have a picnic? And then we went and got food and then had a picnic.
And then we were just talking. Yeah.
And then I went home and I was like, Brady, I found my new best friend.
No, I literally went home and I was like, oh, I just found a best friend. She's literally me.
Yeah. But I think maybe I was explaining this to someone. Mm. Maybe that's why I'm like thinking that I've said this story before. I think I was telling Adriana about how, and she was like, oh, so just like lesbian couple.
Yeah. Literally. I was like, just spend just hours and forever together.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Literally. That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna move in together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in the same apartment complex.
I know.
Anyways.
It's just like an off-topic sort of day.
That was a cute little thing.
Let's like yapping.
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5.
Let's see. So we're back in Paris, France, July 29th, 1789. So anniversary in France.
I love this first line. Paris is burning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right into it. Yeah, shit's going down.
There's a war going on.
Yeah. There's a whole, like, rebellion, and there's fighting and war going on. Yeah.
And Addie is in uniform. Like, she stole a uniform off dead body.
Yeah.
Trying to look like a man again. And she gets cornered by, like, a couple different soldiers.
Yeah.
And she's trying to, like, blend in. And they're like, well, you could be a spy. Like, you know, take your hat off. Lower your weapon. And, you know, she does. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm saying she doesn't have any escape. Plus, like, they're gonna see a woman. Things can go bad.
Right. And so she does take off her hat, and she says, like, she hopes the dark will hide the softness of her features. And then we don't really see them react to her, because it says that there's a bright flame, the fire brightens, and she knows that they see it by the way their faces change. But we don't get what they were going to do, because Luke comes in.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like, what would have happened? Like, do you think they would have R'd her?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think R and Q.
Yeah? Damn.
Yeah. So then Luke comes in for the rescue. And then they kind of, all their faces go blank, and she's like, Luke. He's like, my Adeline, you do have a way of finding trouble. And then I think what?
But I think it's interesting. He says, how lucky that I was here.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, like, you know, does she say, like, I don't need you? But, like, does she say? I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
But, like, they talk about how he's always, like, there
she's
at the right time.
You're the night itself. Shouldn't you be everywhere? Like, I think that's her way of saying, like, isn't it like I was here? You're literally night. You're everywhere. So it's not really lucky for me.
Right. But, like, it's just interesting that, like, he always is coming in at the right time. Oh, no, I think this is later when they're in the train car and she's like...
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But
insane.
I am curious, like, what would have happened if Addie got hit by a bomb? Like, we know that she can't die.
I feel like she wouldn't, like, explode, but she would just be, like, knocked out, sore. Like, you know, so it's like...
But, like, what if she did explode? Like, would her pieces, like... We kind of talked about this, like, before. I feel like if her leg got cut off, like, what would happen? But, like, what if she exploded?
I feel like she would just... It'd be, like, explode, and then she would just wake up full. Like, just... It would just be, like...
You don't think all her pieces would, like...
No, I don't think all my pieces would, like, crawl back together.
I kind of want that, though.
I don't want that. No.
Anyway.
But then he takes her and is like, oh, and then just goes into the darkness.
You know what I called it? I called it shadow traveling, like in Percy Jackson. Because Nico but it's the same thing. Like, they go into a shadow.
And they go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my God,
they shadow travel.
Is Luke Nico?
No. Is he Hades? Oh. He could be Hades.
He could be the equivalent to Hades.
Yeah. And she's the equivalent to Persephone.
Wait.
Because that literally fits. That literally fits.
Is this a retelling of Persephone and Hades? Wait. Did we just have a light bulb moment? Everyone in the comments are like, yeah.
She literally said that before she literally...
I think it is.
That's what it's giving.
I really want to look it up right now. Do you think that it would spoil anything if I looked it up?
No.
I won't look it up.
Because we're talking about, like, because them two are like, I love...
I need a pen, though. Do you have a pen with you?
No, I'll type it. I'll text it to you right now.
Okay. Because once we do finish reading this, I want to look that up.
Hold on.
Because I feel like that is such a light bulb moment. They shadow travel.
Okay. So they shadow travel. And then she's like, oh, we're not in France. She's like, where are we? Oh, we're in Italy.
So the whole country.
Yeah, and I think she literally says it. Hold on. I was gonna say, I think she says, like, oh, I didn't even think about going outside of France. She says that. I think it's here somewhere.
At the I know at the beginning.
Yeah.
She was, like, at the, not the beach, but oh, wait, no, not in this one. When she was reading Shakespeare, she was at the docks or something, and she was like, she wants to leave. Like, she wants to go on one of the boats, but something always holds her back.
Yeah.
And so she's never gone outside of France.
Yeah, but I think she specifically said, I don't know, it might be on this page somewhere, but she's like, one thing I'll give to Luke, like, he pushes me outside the zone, because I would have just stayed in Paris. Like, my whole world is just Paris or France, you know? So, like, wow, he kind of opened up the world for me.
Yeah, he pushed her finally out of the bubble. Which, do we think it was intentional?
But then wouldn't that, like, drive her on? Like,
do you kind of think he wants her to keep going, though?
Because he, like, likes the chase?
Right? Like, he just wants more chase?
I don't know.
Because he leaves her there.
But it also could be that, too. Well...
Or is he trying to break her because he's like, oh, put her in a new place. Let's see how well she fares.
Yeah, because, like, let's take her away from her home where she's comfortable, where she could, like, stay and be forever. Like, no, go here. You don't even know how you don't know the language, you don't know anything, you know? Really, like, culture shocker.
It's probably that.
Yeah.
But again, she's so resilient that she's like...
he's underestimating her.
Right. He doesn't understand her mind quite yet.
Yeah. But he will soon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and here's this one. He's like, okay, so yeah, he's like, you'd rather be in the burning streets of Paris? And then she says, I assumed you would be fond of war. That isn't war, it's only a skirmish. And then down here, why would I be fond of war? It's the first time, she thinks, he has asked an honest question, one not meant to go, demand, or coerce. Are you not a god of chaos?
Oh, here's where
his expression sours. I'm a god of promise, Adeline, and wars make terrible patrons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I also marked something up here.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, her heart flutters at the beauty of it, and Luke smiles as if he can sense her pleasure. Why are you smiling at her pleasure?
Right.
Because I feel like later, when he takes her to the opera again...
he's like watching her enjoy the
opera. So I think something changes within me. What is that song? I don't know. That's a song.
Okay, theater girl.
I think it is a theater song.
I know that tempo. I know that sound.
I don't think that was the right tempo, but
like
something's changed within me. What is that?
It sounds like a Disney thing, though. Like a.
What is it?
Like Ariel? No. Like Cinderella? No. Belle? No.
Oh, I think it is Beauty and the Beast.
Maybe I'm a Disney kid.
Oh. Wait, no.
What is
it Wicked? Wait. Oh, it is Wicked.
You a theater... Oh!
I've actually never seen Wicked.
Either. You're a fake theater girl, bro.
I don't want to be a theater girl.
Well, you're an actress.
Don't say it. I've already said it 10 times.
Sorry.
My limit for the month is up.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, I said I was an actor, so you just call me an actress, so that's fine.
Oh, I disrespect the fuck out of you right now.
No, it's fine. I don't get offended by that. I just think that it should be genderless because there are actors, I say actors, who are non-binary.
Yeah.
And so it's like, why does it have to be gendered?
But that's another thing where it's like the black awards for that, like the female, you know, they always do like that. Like, I get it.
I get it.
If it was just all one, like, it would just be men that would get it all.
Yeah.
So it's like, but the other, you know, it's like the both.
Yeah, but then, like, okay, do you just add another, like, category for non-binary? But, like, is that...
Yeah.
Rude?
But then, again, like, the same thing, like separating, like, this is a female thing, this is a black thing, and they have, like, the regular, which is just white men, or just men, you know?
White men, most of the time.
Literally. You know?
That's a whole other subject.
That's a whole thing. Anyways.
Anything else?
Turns around, Luke's gone. She's like, you little shit.
I love that she goes, oh, hell.
Yeah, I like that. Well, yeah, okay. This one I pinned. I said this whole chapter was important.
Yeah.
Why, though? Kind of
toxic. So we're in 2014, April 6th. So
chapter 6.
more time has passed. And, you know, Addie's still telling the story. I think she just told him that chapter.
Yeah.
That we just read. Because he's like, he just left you there?
Yeah.
And Addie's like, well, there are worse places to be left. Again, Addie always looks on the bright side.
Yeah.
Love that about her.
Right.
And, again, they're at like a cafe or something, eating. Mm-hmm. And Addie's like, okay, well, you know, if we just go now, like, he'll just forget that, you know, we were here. Like, he won't remember.
Yeah.
And Henry is like, whoa, well, he won't remember you, but, like, he'll remember me.
Yeah. Because even before, she's like, all right, well, let's go. He's like, well, we didn't pay.
Right.
But, like, this is literally part of her life. So, like, boom. And then,
she's used to it.
Yeah. Well, if we go, he's going to forget. Boom. He goes. Oh, that's so sad. Because, like, oh, you're really hitting me where it hurts. That is a problem with a life like Addie. She has gone so long without roots, she doesn't know how to grow them anymore.
But then he says,
this is where goes on further.
Which I don't think that he was trying.
Right.
But, like, yeah, hit him where it hurts. Mm-hmm. But he'll remember me. I just hit my mic. He won't remember you, but he'll remember me. I'm not invisible, Addie. I'm the exact opposite of invisible. Invisible?
Let me read that one more time. Mm-hmm. So, she says, he won't remember. No, he won't remember you, but he'll remember me. I'm not invisible, Addie. I'm the exact opposite of invisible. You're invisible. I'm not.
That hurts. And Addie, you know, I see her, like, saying it really small. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not invisible either.
Yep.
Oh. And he's like, oh, that's not what I meant. Like,
because, like, we know he was trying to say, like, I attract the eyes, the feelings, like, people love me. Like, you know, it's like, they gonna remember
right.
me.
And it's true.
And it's true. Like, I think he was just trying to but with my curse, you know, they're
not going to remember you, like.
And then with your curse, they won't remember you.
Yeah. Like, you are like a ghost.
You are invisible.
But she's very insecure about that, which, yeah, she has a right to be. But he keeps going,
and
though,
then
because he's talking about, like, he can't just leave without paying.
Yeah.
He says, it would still be wrong, even if I could. Whoa. Which we did talk about, I think, because when I was explaining what I was tabbing, because I tab a lot.
Yeah.
One of my tabs is, you know, mentions of Addie lying or thieving.
Yeah.
Which she does a lot. And I think we even had a conversation about, like,
you literally couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, with her curse, there's no way to not steal and you know.
Right. Which Luke did on purpose.
Yeah.
Because they even have a conversation about it where she is like, I can't not. And he's like, well, you know, it's kind of.
They're going to think, you know, the people who work here did that.
What about the consequences of that? And she's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, you did this to me.
Yeah.
So, again, another really touchy spot for her. And so, her face burns with shame. And so she takes, you know, some 20s out of her pocket and she's like, fine, is that better? And Henry keeps going.
Where did you get that money?
Of course, she had to steal it. And, of course, she's like, do you think I want to live like this? No job, no ties, no way to hold on to anyone or anything? Do you think I like being so alone? And he has the audacity to be hurt by that, saying, you aren't alone. You have me. Okay, well then don't fucking call her out for not being able to pay for a meal when...
Like, even if I could, it would be wrong. So I wouldn't do it still.
Okay then, sir, I'd like to see you live 300 years.
Right. Without stealing, without thieving, without taking what wasn't... Like, how else? How?
Because even, like, on the first day of a job, you have no identity. You have no house. You have no social security number.
Right.
You can't get a job without those things.
And then to have a paycheck come to you.
Come to where? And they forget about you.
Yeah.
How are you going to get paid if they don't even remember you worked there?
Exactly.
Even if you were to get a job for a day.
You would literally have to be with that person the entire time until they can give you money. Like,
or it'd have to be, like, a illegal type of job where they would pay you cash on the spot.
Yeah.
Which, how many jobs can a girl find to do that and not get...
For 300 years to sit her like that?
Yeah. And look, she already did the, like, horrible thing of giving her body and becoming a, what is it called? I think they called it a whore.
They called it a whore, prostitute.
Like, she already gave so much of herself to try to
not have to steal and I need money, I need somewhere to sleep. So should she have been a prostitute for 300 years?
Mm-mm.
Like, I get it. Stealing is wrong. Fine. But when you're thinking about my curse, people forget about me, I can't have things. How am I supposed to live?
Right.
Am I going to judge her on that?
My question is, she's been telling him these stories. Because they've been talking about this for at least a week or more. How does he not hear these stories that she is telling him of her life? Mm-hmm. And he pulls this shit out of his pocket? Yeah. You're invisible. It's wrong. But, like, did she just not explain half her life to you so far?
But also, like, can you not think? Even if she didn't, no one's going to remember her. Like, da-da-da-da. Oh. You're not going to think how she was supposed to live? And I get it. Before, I was going to say, like, all right, I get it. Because, like, he was just talking about himself. But then he goes even further to be like, no, what you're doing is wrong. What you've been doing is wrong. Like, judging her on that.
Yeah. Look, I was never 100% big fan of Henry.
Uh-oh. And he went down a peg or two.
And, yep.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you don't need to fight in relationships.
Yeah.
But there's a point where you gotta take responsibility. Mm-hmm. What Henry should have done in this moment. Like, I didn't even mean like that. But it's still wrong, like, to keep going on that. Okay, we come outside. Did I ruin it? No, I want to apologize.
Yeah, he didn't even apologize.
Yeah, he could have been right there, like, hey, you know, I was thinking more of Mike. Like, where's the communication?
But I hate that she's like, 300 years she's dreamed of this. She always thought it would be easy, the opposite of Luke. Like, Henry is far beyond perfect.
Yeah.
Like, he's not your dream guy.
But I feel like she's even trying to, like, I don't know how to be with someone. I don't know how to be a normal person. Like, she's almost, like, I'm sorry that I'm thieving and stealing to survive. I don't know how because
like,
of my
I'm sorry
curse.
I'm not normal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But we're not all perfect, obviously. You know, they haven't been together very long. They've had their own things. It's just...
And there is a unique situation here, but it pisses me off still.
Yeah, that grinded my gears.
Grind my gears.
Grind the gears. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Next chapter.
Chapter 7. Now, we're in Italy. It's the anniversary, 1806. How long has it been? 1714 to 1806. I don't know how to do math like that.
I don't know.
9...
Almost...
100
years? Because...
Yeah.
14 minus 6 is 8. So 92 years.
92 years.
I did not study math in college.
You studied math in college?
I did not study math in college.
No, I did that.
Yeah. My mom did. My mom has a degree in math.
I know, which is crazy. Every time you tell me, like, a degree in math.
Yeah. My mom's a little smarty pants.
Damn. It's chapter 7, 92 years. Let's see if I have anything here real quick. Oh, no. I was just saying, like, this is where we see...
Oh, the drawing.
The R. So we're back to the part 1 where we see the R where she's, like, tangled up in the sheets and, of course, 7 little, dots.
With and then Mateo.
Boom.
But also kind of creepy. Like,
I know. So, like,
he's just watching her. He doesn't remember.
Sex, obviously, doesn't remember. Wakes up. Oh. Wow. I don't know what the fuck this is. Weird, but hold on a second.
And you're drawing her while she's naked? Like, that's almost like taking a picture of someone asleep.
Yeah.
Naked.
Because, like, you don't remember.
But even if you did, they're non-consenting.
Yeah.
And you're taking a picture. You're making an image of this person naked.
Yeah.
Without them knowing because they're still sleeping.
And literally, as she's waking up, still going.
And then she even, like, was going to cover herself. And he's like, wait.
Hold on.
It's a little...
I But like, not the energy I'm used to. Not what I was expecting. Glad you're not freaking out.
And I mean, she even talks about...
Like, I'm comfortable in my body.
I'm comfortable?
Yeah.
But still. Just because you're comfortable, that doesn't mean consent. And he doesn't know that.
Right.
Because he doesn't even know you.
He literally just woke up. There's a naked girl in my bed. She looks very good. Let me draw her. Hello, are you okay? But an artist finds his muse in his everyday life.
Naked random women.
Okay.
Did you... Okay.
What do this?
So I again, this idea of leaving a mark all the time. She's like, she brushes the charcoal toward the bottom of the page where her limbs dissolve into the linens of the bed, feels it smudge against her skin. But when she lifts her hand away, her thumb is stained. The line is clean. She has not left a mark. And yet, she has. She has impressed herself upon Mateo, and he has impressed her upon the page. Girl, always trying to say, oh, I can't leave a mark. But then you say, I left a mark.
I know, then every inch of her wants to have it, to keep it, to stare at the image like Narcissus, right? Narcissus in the pond. But if she takes it now, then it will find a way to disappear, or it will belong to her and her alone, and then it will be as good as lost, forgotten.
Another little Greek mythology here?
Right.
Nah, I definitely think that.
Oh my God.
That this was based off.
We cracked the code.
We really did. Everyone's like, that was so obvious. Look, we literally came into this not even having read the synopsis of it.
Literally.
We read that for the first time when we filmed the first episode of this. So.
We're just like, she's forgotten.
Yep. Cool.
Did we even know that it was in the past? Like, it had been centuries? Like, it's, like...
I think that we knew it was a long time. I don't know.
Oh. Okay. And I saw you had another pin.
Oh, yeah. I think it was a quote that I liked, yeah. Again, about Luke is saying ideas are wilder than memories. Addie says, memories are stiff, but thoughts are freer things. They throw out roots, they spread and tangle, and come untethered from their source. They're clever and stubborn, and perhaps they are in reach. Yeah. And again, she even says, he meant it as a barb, no doubt, but she should have seen it as a clue, a key. Do you think that he said that to her on purpose so that she could leave a mark? Because she keeps thinking that he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm not going to tell him this. It's like in this chapter, he comes and she's like, oh, I could tell him, oh, I found a way to leave a mark, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But she's worried he might take that away from her. So she doesn't say anything. But in another chapter later, they're in the art museum. She's looking at all the art pieces that were inspired by her. Luke pops in. And this is, I know I'm skipping ahead,
no, please.
This is not on the anniversary.
Yeah.
For the first time. And she's like, whoa. And he's like, oh, I see what you've done here.
Yeah.
And so he acknowledges it. And so, do you think that he meant for her? Like, do you think he said that to her so that she would find a way?
I think so.
Because of the whole chess match thing?
Yeah, I think he did. I definitely think he's way, like,
I'm so curious.
Do not underestimate him. Like, he did everything calculated. But it's also like, is that... Like, I'm telling her this, so she'll leave her mark. But then if she thinks about it, but you're not leaving that mark, so it'll, fuck with her head and that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know,
Because then again, she always talks about how, I can't ever leave a mark, da-da-da. But then, how, you were just saying, I found a way to leave a mark. You thought you could erase me from this world, but you cannot. I am still here. I will always be here.
Mm-hmm. So, and then later... She kind of says that to him.
Yeah.
And he does reiterate,
right.
Well, you're not leaving the mark.
Right.
But, what's his thought process behind it?
It had to be that, there's another way to get her, look at all this stuff that's been influenced by me. And then he can just turn around and be like, but then also, look, you haven't done anything yet. It's another fuck with her head?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay,
right.
8. April 25th, 2014. We're in New York, of course. They're at this cute little... Where are they at? Some little event at the park. Just reading da-da-da-da.
There's like a karaoke going on.
Yeah.
Open mic, and they're rating people's singing abilities. And Henry's being nice to everybody, giving them like 8, 9s, 10s.
Yeah.
And Addie's being more serious about it. And then she's kind of like, the idea of this is kind of like cruel.
Yeah.
You know, and it's interesting, again, Henry's just like, well, I thought that you were the talent scout. And she's like, well, that I told you that because I can't, you know, tell you that I am 300 years old.
Yeah. But then another hint. Let's see. Over A, you know, she's telling her like the story. She tells him about Remy. You know, he asks the truth, her truth, so she's telling it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Henry is like bottle lightning, unable to sit still for long, full of nervous energy. But every moment there's a lull, a sliver of a piece of peace and quiet. He grabs Aaliyah's notebook, da-da-da-da. And then she says, "We have time," she reminds him, smoothing his hair. And then later, they've been lucky, so lucky. But the trouble with luck is that it always ends. Mm-hmm. But again, another thing of we have time.
Right.
I think that's a foreshadowing. Oh, you actually don't have time.
And Henry's nervously tapping.
Nervous, like, oh, I gotta write her story before it's too late, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Brilliant question. But as the music rings out across the lawn, she can't take her eyes from the dark.
She's thinking about Luke? I don't know. I think we need to know what happened to them to really get all the pieces. Again,
yeah,
I don't think
she's
we have
sitting
the full
here
puzzle
like,
yet.
Look at all the time we have. I'm so happy. But then she's like, sees it and is like, but he can always take that away from me. Like, she's just waiting for him, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, what are we, 9?
Yeah.
Episode?
Episode 9. I know, I keep almost saying that as well.
Yeah. Chapter 9. We're in London, 1827.
March 26th. They missed my birthday again.
Damn.
It's fine. It's not about me.
Okay, this is what you were saying earlier.
Right, so they're in a National Gallery.
Yeah.
And she's looking at all the artwork, and there's the muse that was based off of her.
Yeah.
Kind of like a later rendition of it, but still, she can see the freckles.
Yeah.
Again, the freckles. What do they mean? Are we looking too much into it?
I know. Is it just... but... Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, March 26th, though it's not the anniversary, but Luke visits her. Mm-hmm. And, so Luke is there and she's like, "What are you doing here?" And he says, "I'm everywhere." Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah, it never occurred to her that he could come as he pleased, that he is not bound in some way by the dates of their deal, that his visits, just like the absence of them, has always been by design, by choice. He's fucking with her.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So, but it's almost been a century since she struck him, the night in Villon, whatever, where he struck back, reduced her to a gnarling corpse on the floor, and then, boom. You said yourself, Luke, ideas are wilder than memories. Mm-hmm. I can be wild, I can be stubborn as the weeds, and you will not root me out. I think you're glad of it. I think that's why you've come, but you're lonely too. Oh, he said. Oh, don't be absurd. Gods are known to everyone, but remembered by so few. How many mortals have you met more than once or more than twice? Once to make a deal, once to pay the price. Perhaps that's why you cursed me as you did, so you would always have company. So, what is it? So someone would remember you. Keeps going on. Mm-hmm. No, I cursed you for being a fool. You know, when I imagined the old gods as a child, I thought of you as grand immortals above the petty worries that plagued your worshippers. I thought you were bigger than us, but you're not. You're just as fickle and wanting as humans you disdain. And he's getting pissed and pissed. Mm-hmm. Oh, so, and then, what, does she say this?
Yeah, she says,
we're not so different, are we?
Yep. Which pisses him off.
He's like, I am a god? You are just one immortal little soul.
Yeah. Like, you begged me for this. Like,
you have to pray to me.
Yeah.
So what does he do?
He takes her, drags her along shadow travels to fucking Beethoven. Which I wrote Beethoven.
Me too. I was like, oh, Beethoven.
That's a name I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the man knows what's happening and begging. I'm curious though, does he just ignore Addie? Or like, does he not see her? He doesn't
see her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, like,
I know, that's all I was saying. He'd be like, help me. Like, he would ask her, you know? Yeah.
Because he's just begging with Luke. He's like, please, like, I need more time.
Like, somebody help me. He's just, you know.
Yeah. And Luke is like, nope, now you must say the words, which is interesting. So they have a choice to either come willingly or be forced.
But then what's the point? Because then, like, all this time, Luke could have just taken her soul. So is there...
I know, like, what is the intricacies of deals?
Yeah. Because, like, say the words. Ready? Yeah. Okay, well, I can just take it anyway. So then what's the point of asking?
Well, with Addie, I think it is the game aspect. He wants to break her. He wants her to give up.
But I mean, this kind of shows, like, let me show you how I get my souls. Like, this is just a, you know.
Yeah.
So what's the point of... Say the words. Is it...
Maybe it's just easier?
Easier? Yeah, like less pain or, you know?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would assume. Yeah, surrender your soul or I will take it by force. And he's like, be gone, devil, be gone.
It's the last thing he says before Luke unfolds.
Ooh. That imagery, again, V.E. Schwab.
Because, like, how disgusting. The black hair rises from his face, climbing through the air like weeds. And his skin ripples and splits, and what spills out is not a man, it is a monster. It is a god. It is the night itself, and something else, something she has never seen, something she cannot bear to look at, something older than the dark.
Yeah. And that's just creepy, and this, I just, like, imagine, like, a shadowy something plunges into Beethoven's chest.
Yeah.
And then... Yet the soul, there's a tearing sound. And then he, like, falls to the floor. And the Luke monster, whatever, like, absorbs it.
Yeah.
Like, the soul. He absorbs it. And it crackles through him like lightning and plunges out of sight. So, does he eat the souls? Like, is it... what keeps him alive in a sense?
I don't know.
Like, it's his energy, it's his battery, it's his food,
I feel like I feel like he wouldn't be as reliant on it. I feel like it's more like a drug to him. As in my head, that's how I see it. Like a high he gets from it or something.
Interesting. Yeah. And then he turns on Addie.
Yeah, the darkness turns on Addie then, and there is no vestige of Luke in the rolling smoke. There are no green eyes, no playful smirk, nothing but a menacing void, a shadow filled with teeth.
Mm-hmm. And it, like, keeps coming at her, and she's, like, trying to keep her ground.
But then, damn, that's fucking scary, so she has to, yeah.
Yeah. And then he turns back into Luke, which we like the pretty version, please.
Yeah.
And he says, well, my darling, one hand rising to her cheek, are we so different now? Ah! What? And then he just takes her back.
Yeah.
Or pushes her, I guess.
Yeah.
I would be terrified.
Yeah. Because, like, you've been getting too comfortable seeing this face, thinking I'm just a regular person because I look human to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely change my view of him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, I forget you really are a god.
You're not human. Yeah.
Chapter 10.
Yeah, I didn't really have much on this one.
Oh, so this is 2014.
It's been like a month, because now it's May.
Yeah, it's been like a month. Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can't take a picture of her. He's seeing it, trying, da-da-da. Because then does he come up behind her, his hand on it lets her take a picture of them?
No, it's of her feet. So, and her heart quickens as she lines up a shot of the photos littering the floor, her own bare feet at the bottom of the frame.
But I mean, when she showed
So when he was trying to take pictures of her, though...
But it was saying, like, her face would be a blur or be like she was moving, but, like, you would see her body.
I know.
So then, like, seeing her feet, why would that be a...
I think because it's just, she took the picture as well.
And
so
it
it's
wasn't
that
a blur.
aspect.
Yeah.
So it's like, one, her feet aren't a blur, and two, she technically took the photo.
Yeah.
Which she usually can't do at all.
Yeah.
So I think it's just both those things combined. It's, like, special.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was just like, what?
Yeah, because if she were to take a picture, it would just be blank.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
it coming out...
Yeah, so it's not like showing me. It's like it actually, a picture was taken and it worked type thing. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
so.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's just like domestic.
Cute, sweet. Another way of her, they're working together for her to leave a mark, have her own thing, like, yeah.
But what's interesting here is, yes, it's special because she actually has almost a say in the marks, I guess, and she's using him as a tool. But is it not a similar thing to her using other people as a tool to impress upon them impressions of herself? Like, it's the same thing, just slightly different.
I think it's a little more, because, like, the other one is just, like, an influence. Like, I'm laying here, you're whatever. But this one, she's physically, like, I mean, yes, using him as a tool, but, like, physically doing it herself, like, able to write her name, so it's more intimate.
Sure.
I
just think that it's, like,
but, like,
interesting.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah. Just, I don't know. This whole idea of, like, how you leave a mark on the world. Yeah. Like, she's so concerned about how she leaves a mark because we've said a million times, and how she said a million times, she has left marks everywhere.
But if she tries to, like, use a pencil, obviously it doesn't work. But then it's just like, I'm using the pencil still because I'm the one writing, or I'm the one.
But I have to use Henry's hand to
but
write
like
it.
I'm moving, doing,
It is different. I'm just like, again.
But again,
I'm just curious.
I could see her being like, well, I didn't actually do it because I had to use him,
Right? Yeah. I'm just curious if that'll come in later.
Yeah. All right, 11. We're back home
in France.
In Franceville. Where's
that confidence?
Vion so saucy.
French. I love when you speak French to me.
I'm bilingual. All right, it's on the anniversary, 1854. How long has it been?
Over 100 years.
Yeah. 150.
No.
140.
Not quite. 130.
Oh, I forgot it's not 4. It's 7.
Something. 100. I don't want to do math.
I don't know either.
We're reading.
Over 100 years. Okay, let's see. Oh, I just had a quote in this, that's all.
I didn't have anything in this. I mean, yeah, I had a quote. It's the same quote.
Yes. Read a quote.
But real fast, again, here it's like things are changing.
Yeah.
And you have the kid. She sees like the new family that was living in her old house.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm a ghost. And then she tells him or he's like, prove it. And she tells him to close his eyes, and then she leaves.
Yeah.
Because anyone could do that too, though.
Yeah.
Like, close your eyes.
But also, like, when you go,
whoa, she's gone.
But also, I'll have my eyes closed.
He was probably just like, okay. Like, it was probably a second.
Yeah.
But I could see myself like this random kid at a park coming up to me or something, be like, who are you? I'm a ghost. Prove it. Close your eyes. I hide behind a tree.
Whoa! Oh my God!
I love children.
No, she loves having her little jokes.
You gots to.
You gots to,
But yes, this.
Okay.
She goes to Estelle's grave, and the tree has grown. It says, it looms over Estelle's grave, bathing her bones in a pool of shade. Addie runs her hand over the bark, marvels at how the sapling has grown into a wide-trunked tree, its roots and branches escaping to every side. 100 years since it was planted, a span of time once too long to fathom, and now too hard to measure. So far, she has counted time in seconds and in seasons, in cold snaps and in thaws, in uprisings and in aftermaths. She's seen buildings fall and rise, cities burn and be remade, the past and present blurred together in a fluid, ephemeral thing. But this is tangible. The years marked in wood and bark, root and soil.
I loved that.
Me too.
I feel like out of all her marks, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Also,
how did she?
Yeah.
I know. I literally, while I was reading that, I was like,
wait a minute.
How was she able to plant? Because it was already growing, and she just moved it. Because she can move things around, obviously.
Yeah.
So I guess it was just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But if she were, I think, to plant
but
the
like a
seed, it wouldn't have grown
with the water. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. All right. We almost got her.
I know.
Almost got the Schwab. Nope.
And then I love this. Addie sits at the tree, and then she just starts telling Estelle all the stories of what she's done. And it's just, again, she chooses to go to Estelle rather than her father's grave, which is also there.
Yeah.
And I would assume her mother, I think it even says, like, her mother is now there too or something.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't go there. She goes to Estelle, sits down,
and like thinks of Estelle talking to her, replying, like...
Mm-hmm. It's just, again, it shows how important Estelle was.
Yeah.
And I just want more Estelle.
Me too. I love her.
Me too.
I love her.
Oh, and then this is where she goes to Estelle's home, and it's very ruiny now.
Yeah.
And there's one of the boys that was at her home, her old home, is there. And that's when she's like, I don't want to be a ghost this time.
Yeah.
I'm a witch.
Yeah.
And and then it says, later that he'll come back and he'll think of witches and of ruins and,
But like how though?
I don't know.
Because then like something remembers or like in him remembers.
Right. Yeah.
Because same thing with like Toby and the music. How do you remember?
Ideas are wilder than memories.
But that doesn't make sense. But it's good.
That's good.
It's really good. Okay.
But yeah, again, she's just thinking of Estelle. Thinking about...
140 years.
Oh, not exactly, though. That wasn't... 140 years since she was at the home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just saw.
I thought we were
140 years.
When she left the first time.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Anyways, Luke comes back to see her. He's like, I could bury you here beside Estelle, plant a tree, make it grow over your bones. She closed her eyes. Yeah, she's tired. Mm-hmm. But then she's like, no, keep on going. I'm tired, she says, summoning a smile. I am just waking up. Ooh. I love that. I had a pin in it. I was like, that was cute. I like that. And then even rocks, he says. Ooh. Because, like, even rocks wither away after time or like, salt. I don't know. They had a little thing before with that.
Well, I also really like this because...
Oh, please. What do you like?
Yeah, he comes and he says, what drives you back here? And she shrugs, call it nostalgia. He lifts his chin. I call it weakness. To only walk in circles when you could make new roads. Addie frowns. How am I supposed to make a road when I cannot even raise a pile of stones? Set me free and see then how well I fare. Because she was trying to build Estelle's home back up so she could live there.
Yeah.
But the stones kept falling. So it's just he doesn't understand humans because he's like, why do you keep coming back here? Like, I don't understand.
Like, you can literally go do everything, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
Shows him a little that humanity he don't have.
Yeah. He sighs and dissolves into the dark.
Okay.
He's like, this fucking bitch.
I'll come with you in just a second. All right, now we're on 12.
Okay, I don't really have anything written.
Oh, this is where, this is Henry's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Where is, I think there was one thing I was like it got me.
Well, I liked B telling Henry, but next year you'll officially be an adult. And Henry goes, I'm pretty sure that was 18. Don't be ridiculous. 18 is old enough to vote. 21 is old enough to drink. But 30 is old enough to make decisions.
That's it. So I was like, boom. Next year, you're going to be 30, 30, make decisions. And I was like, oh, is this his last year and he knows it? Mm-hmm. And it could be because it's 30. So yeah, 29 to 30. 30 is the end.
Yeah. Something with that. I keep moving around. I'm sorry, guys.
Stop moving around.
Can't get comfy.
But then Toby comes up to play their song.
And Addie's like...
And then she's saying... Because it was like... Where is it?
Because she runs out.
Yeah.
And Henry, of course, he comes out. He's like, are you okay? Like, did you know him? And she's like, uh-huh. Oh, and he knows. Mm-hmm. He's like, did you have feelings for him? Mm-hmm. And it's interesting here because she says she wants to be honest, to say that of course she does. She never gets closure, never gets to say goodbye. No periods, no or exclamations, just a lifetime of ellipses. Everyone else starts over, they get a blank page, but hers are full of text. People talk about carrying torches for old flames, and it's not a full fire. But Addie's hands are full of candles. How is she supposed to set them down or put them out? She has long run out of air, but it is not love. It is not love, and that is what he's asking. So she tells him no. Because, like, I don't have feelings for him still.
Because I'm not in love with him.
Yeah.
Feelings. But I have feelings because it was never...
There's no closure.
Yeah.
Because it was also, like... It was never real.
Yeah.
In a sense. For him, at least. Obviously, it was real for her.
Right.
But, like...
That's interesting, too.
So, also, I'm curious what that means about Luke. If, you know, they had a thing, and there's no closure there, does she hold a candle for Luke?
No. Because remember when the space was in the drawer, left it... Boom.
So does she have closure for Luke?
I think there was closure.
I'm so curious what happened.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, obviously, what is it? Was it here? At some point, she's like, that she didn't end well.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, she went down, it crumbled. I think that was like all right, Addie, see how you, whatever, without me, that, I don't know,
yeah.
It was like
Yeah, it's later.
Okay, boom, yeah.
But there's something.
Yeah.
And then they have to start all over and go back in and, yep. Oh, this is Addie. It's kind of sad.
But real quick, though, for Toby to be like, I'm in love with a girl I've never met. With his song, like, yeah. I'm in love with a girl I've never met, but I see her every night, it seems. Like.
Oh, yeah, the song.
Yeah. And I'm so afraid that I'll forget her, even though I've only met her in my dreams. But, like, why is that so on the nose?
Yeah.
Because I think it's another thing that shows, like, the same thing with the witches, like, there is something that does remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, if the curse was true, like, they would not have, like, we would have no ideas, no this, no that of her, no influence, because, like, we wouldn't remember.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just, like, when I was reading, I was like, oh my god, he's, like, on the nose.
Yeah. Insane.
Okay, anyways. 13.
Okay.
We're in Germany. It's the anniversary, 1872. Mm-hmm. Do we have anything here?
I just said, like, is Luke falling in love with Addie?
I said, uh-oh, Luke in love?
Yeah, because this is when they're on the train. He saves her.
Yeah.
Because the guy's asking for Addie's ticket. She's like, oh, yeah, sure. And she's trying to lose him on the train.
Yeah. So he's like, he can ride with her.
Yeah. And so Luke is there in the train car. And he's like, my love. You're my wife. Like, where were you? And she's like, oh,
Here, got my ticket.
And the whole, like, fake relationship thing. Fake dating trope.
Oh, you got it.
But, and then the ticket guy goes off, and she's like, oh, why are you here?
I need your help. And he's like, all right, let's go. He just grabs her. Mm-hmm. And then...
And takes her... This is where he takes her to the... it is an opera.
Yeah, it was the opera. Right?
Yeah. And... Yeah, so... She even is like, what's going on? Because she remembers, she's like... Do not mistake this for kindness, he had said. I simply want to be the one who breaks you.
But there was no mischief in his eyes as they take their seats, no cruel twist to his smile, only the languid pleasure of a cat in the sun.
Exactly.
And then she's like experiencing the opera firsthand. This is beautiful. This is amazing. Like, I want to bottle this. I'm so in love. I'm da-da-da.
Once Addie tears her gaze from the players on the stage, only to see that Luke is watching her instead of them. And there it is again, that peculiar shade of green. Not coy or chiding, not cruel, but pleased. She will realize later that this is the first night he does not ask her for surrender.
The first night he makes no mention of her soul.
Luke?
Lukey.
What's going on? Do you think that he's playing her?
Because what,
This
if
is
we
just
think about
another
it, what's
tactic?
Maybe at this point, he realized, obviously asking her and like, you know,
That's
whatever.
not going to do anything.
Ain't gonna do anything. But showing her something she's never seen before, wanting to see her like love all of that. What if we're just thinking like he's just in this for strategy? What would be the point?
What's the point? I don't know. But I do think it's interesting. He's like, can you guess which ones are mine?
Yeah.
And she's like, Luke! She's like, are you going to fucking kill him tonight?
Yeah.
He's like, not tonight, but
No.
soon.
And she's like, I don't get it. Why end their lives as they're reaching their peak? They made a deal. They know the cost. Because time is cruel to all, and crueler still to artists. Because visions weaken, and voices wither, and talents fade. He leans close, twisting one of her hair on his finger. Because happiness is brief, and history is lasting, and in the end, everyone wants to be remembered.
Yeah, I marked that too.
Yeah.
Yep. And of course, that hits Addie because she literally can't be remembered. Maybe that was what he like wanted out of this, just to be able to tell her that.
Yep.
He's like,
To be like,
set this whole thing up.
You see this? Yeah. They made a deal with me so they could like, you know, burn bright, be remembered. You're not remembered.
Haha, loser.
Dang. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and then this again.
Yeah, and
Joan of Arc. A soul for a blessed sword so that she cannot be struck down. But she was. But not in battle. Semantics may seem small, Adeline, but the power of a deal is in its wording. The wording. She asked for the protection of a god while it was in her hands. She did not ask for the ability to keep hold of it. So why did you let her keep her health and her youth when she didn't put that in her wording?
Plus, all she said was, I want to be free.
Yeah.
So you went and interpreted the rest.
Yeah. So interesting. I feel like the wording of it will come back and it'll be explained to us what happened with the wording. Because I feel like we're not done with that.
There's something right there. I can just feel it.
I know. I can't grasp it yet.
Yeah.
Do you think that like her wording will mean that he won't be able to claim her soul?
Because I'll be free, and that's technically like a prison if you take my soul.
Yeah.
So she just go back into the earth, like her soul goes back into the earth, and it's like freed.
Ooh, or she goes back to where she made the deal, and it never happened. She wakes up, and it was all a dream.
And that's why we see people sobbing and crying, because it's all fake.
Because it's all fake. Next chapter.
All right, chapter 14. We're in New York, 2014.
July 4th. So
July 4th.
Another month.
Another month has
Or another
passed.
2 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here, this was interesting.
What's interesting? Talk to me.
So, here.
Yes. Sorry, I think I wrote hint at Henry's curse.
Yep. Because she goes, I've tabbed so much on this page specifically. So she goes up to Henry and he's kind of like in his own little world.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of how he was, I feel like, when he talked to Bee on that landing.
Yeah.
And was trying to get her to like,
What do you
What do you
see?
see?
And it's like, oh, she's
yeah,
got a curse.
like it's that same vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
And, you know, he looks haunted, lost. Yeah. And so Addie's like trying to figure out, she's like, what's wrong?
Like, obviously he's lying. He's lying to me.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's lying to her now, or at least he's not telling her the truth. And maybe it's just one of his storms, she thinks. Maybe it's the summer heat.
It is not, of course. And later, she will know the truth. And she will wish she'd asked, wished she'd pressed, wished she'd known. I think it's that he's going to die soon.
Yeah.
Because she could have, like, made the most of it or made more... Yeah. I said, what is Henry lying about?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's that,
always talks his line, but never says anything about it.
I know. She's being too nice.
She's like, hey, we all got our secrets. Lord knows that.
Yeah, but, like...
Lord knows that too.
He's learning your story. Like, he can open up a little, too.
Yeah. But then... So, you know, they're all talking, you know... if you're going to be forgotten, what does it matter if you tell the truth? And she's like, I think he wanted to erase me to make sure I felt unseen, unheard, unreal. You don't realize the power of a name until it's gone before you. He was the only one who could say it. And then, little flashback. Oh, Adeline, my Adeline. And then, when's the last time you saw him? For an instant, she is in a bed. Black silk sheets twisted around her limbs. The New Orleans heat oppressive even in the dark. But Luke is a cool weight wrapped around her limbs, his teeth skating along her shoulder as he whispers the word again to her skin, against her skin, surrender.
30 years ago, or almost 30.
Almost 30 years ago.
So pretty recent.
Yeah.
For, like, her standards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she says, we had a falling out.
And it's the barest version of the truth.
And she says that she glances sideways at the clothes piled on the bathroom floor, the indent of the wooden ring in the pocket of her shorts. This is what I was saying before, because I feel like that's when he gives her the ring, because he's like, obviously they were having sex. They've crossed a line. And why would you give someone a ring after having sex if it wasn't a sort of like promise of be with me?
Yeah.
We don't know the intentions or the intricacies of what that be with me entails.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as it was before.
Yep. No, he definitely offered her. I think he fell for her. We're seeing that. Mm-hmm. He enjoys, her company, loves the game, loves her, whatever. Come to me, put the ring on, marry me, be with me, yada yada. We can butt it up. You can be free with me. And she's like, oh, no.
Yeah. I'm just like, what? We better fucking see that moment. I'll be so mad if we don't.
It is in this next section.
It has to be. Because we only have 2 left, and I know the last part is
like a sliver.
A little tiny little bit.
So everything is going to go down, because we're going to learn Henry. Okay, I know we have one more chapter, but we're going to learn what's going on with Henry for real.
Like, what is he lying about?
How you're going to die? What's he lying about? And then we'll see New Orleans.
Oh, God. I want to see New Orleans first.
Me too.
I think we will. I think we'll see New Orleans first, and then we'll learn about Henry. We have to. If we don't, I'll be so mad at you, Victoria.
Don't doubt her, though. Don't doubt her.
I won't, but I might.
I might. All right.
So, next chapter, chapter 15. And they're in England. December 31st, 1899. So, it's New Year's Eve.
Right.
And, I mean, it's the same thing year after year. I mean, it's Adeline kind of trying to make her life a life.
Yeah, she's
with what little
the
she
snow, has. Doing her thing. Mm-hmm. Luke obviously pops up.
Of course.
And I guess it's been 200 years. I like how she's just like in the snow. And she's like, oh, he's here. I can feel it. And he's like, 200 years and you're still a child, huh? Still behaving like a child.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this little part. It says, how easily he moves through the world, she thinks. How hard he's made it for her.
Mm-hmm. But then, I was like this. I saw an elephant in Paris. Her words to him, so many years before. It is such a strange answer now, filled with unspoken things. I saw an elephant and thought of you. I was in Paris and you were not. And you thought of me, she says.
And he doesn't deny it. Instead, he's like, come with me now. I also think it's, again, another mention of Estelle. Mm-hmm. Luke says He considers the little cottage the borrowed life. My Adeline, he says, still longing to grow up and become Estelle. And she says, I'm not yours, but...
Yeah.
She doesn't deny she wants to be Estelle.
Yep.
Do you think that Estelle made a deal with him?
No.
No? Okay.
Because she's the one who told her, don't pray to the gods after dark.
But was it from personal experience? I don't know. I just want more for Estelle. I know I keep saying that, but there has to be more to that, right?
Or we keep bringing her up. I know it's like her root, like that's what she's always wanted. Is that what she's going to get?
I don't know.
Anyways, he's like, come with me. And she's like, no, because you won't bring me back here and I'm enjoying this. And then he just ends up leaving.
Mm-hmm. And I don't really understand this, but why did she say, and Addie will wonder if he was ever there? I don't really know why she said that.
But, sorry, real quick before we go back there, she's listening to him talk, and it's enough. She doesn't remember drifting off. When she does, it's early, da-da-da-da-da. A blanket has been cast over her shoulders. So, one, she felt comfortable enough to listen to him talk to fall asleep. Mm-hmm. Then he put a blanket over her and disappeared.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what, like, was he ever really there? Because it was such a nice moment and, like, to have the blanket over, like,
like maybe I did that.
Yeah, like that's too tender of a thing,
But she would remember,
right?
Because she remembers everything.
Yeah,
but that is, definitely something to do that there.
Whew, it's like not a lot happened, but things but I think we need that foundation for her and Luke.
Yeah, it's like an information part, which, I mean...
I got a lot of that already, so I wish we had seen New Orleans in this.
Me too.
But also I wish we had seen more of Henry. Not like his, like...
I just want to see what's going on with him.
I feel like this part, very good.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if we needed it.
Compared to other chapters, I was just left wanting more.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't really get a lot from this one. Mm-hmm. But then we did, because it was just like Henry and relationship building, leaving her mark through him kind of feel, and then more of that depth with the relationship, mutual respect between her and Luke.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely, and I think this comes, we talked about this beforehand, but I think it goes with us reading it in parts.
Yeah.
And like reading it so like far away from each other, like waiting a week when you and I are very binge readers. Yeah. So like when we have a book and it's really good, we eat it up.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people binge this book in a couple sittings rather than, a whole month and a half. Mm-hmm. So maybe it would feel different reading it all in one sitting.
Pacing, we would feel way different.
Yeah. Because I felt like this was a relatively slow chapter, or slow part. Mm-hmm. And even the part before then, I felt kind of slow because it was Henry's story. And like, yes, I'm interested in what's going on with Henry, but I wanted more Addie, and like that was the whole thing.
We need a whole part for him, basically. But yeah.
So like... I don't know. It's been a little bit, like, not boring because it's not.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I need something else. Like, I'm missing something. And I don't know what it is.
Also, I feel like we're getting the same hints,
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, that's a new thing I could try to figure out and put together. It's just like...
a lot of reiteration as to what the theories we're already coming up with.
Right.
Yeah. But, part 6, do not pretend that this is love. That fucking better mean we're getting Luke in New Orleans, and maybe Addie does fall for him.
Because she did say, I did have a home. It was ours.
Yeah. And they had a falling out. So maybe Luke breaks her heart, and that's what he's trying to break. Like, that was maybe his new tactic in this situation. Like, maybe he didn't actually love her. He just wanted her to think that he was falling in love with her.
Because I can see him saying this to her.
Exactly.
And she was like, oh, I thought we were really, like, We had a home. We had this. Like, somehow we grew into this, maybe. I don't know.
Either that or she's the one saying that to him.
Yeah. Which has the falling out.
Yeah. Because maybe he was falling in love with her and, you know, she was just having a good time because...
That mutual respect.
She has to.
You know, there's a home, like, you know.
And you're the only one who remembers me and, like, whatever. But, like, I don't love you.
Yeah.
You did this to me, kind of asshole dude.
And then you want me to then give up my soul to you, but to be with you, like, no.
This isn't love.
Yeah.
So he's like, nah, I'm pissed.
You know what? Fuck it.
Have this jacket.
Burn it all down. Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
But then we did get hints of his humanity, like, out of touch with the whole, why do you come back here? And da-da-da.
True.
I don't know, dude.
Unless, again, everything's intentional.
Yeah. Like, he's learning.
He is learning.
Okay. Next week, we're going to break down part 6.
And that's basically the end, because then part 7
is just a tiny little thing. Literally.
So small.
Maybe 5 chapters?
It's going to be hard not to just continue on, I bet.
I know, because I think there's only like 3 from what I've seen. 2 or 3.
But in part 7, I'm sure we'll talk about what happened, but then I think
they go over the whole
thing.
Yeah.
But damn.
This is a really good book.
Yeah. Love her writing.
Yes.
That's definitely like the top tier aspect of this that I'm getting.
Yeah.
The story's intriguing. I'm just waiting for the reveal at this point.
Yeah.
Of like what's going to happen, because I don't really understand where this is going quite yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sticking around, talking with us, allowing us to yap and go off course.
Learn French with us.
Learn a little French. Come back next week, okay? But anyways, follow us, the.tbr.podcast. We'll keep you updated on our other episodes, our other segments.
On our calendar, on our Instagram, pinned.
Yeah.
Follow along with us. You know the deal.
Yeah. Read part 6 now.
Read part 6.
Hurry up.
Go do it.